Before the market opens, before the charts move, before a single decision is made, there's a moment between thought and action, between the noise and the calm, between who you were yesterday and who you choose to be today. Most traders never see it. They rush through it chasing headlines, scanning screens, searching for control in the chaos. But the truth is, control doesn't start with the market. It starts with the mind. And if you can find focus here, in this silence before the storm, you'll carry that calm through every trade that follows. This is your reset, your pre-market ritual. 2 minutes of stillness before 10 hours of noise. This is mind over markets. Before the market opens, before the noise begins, before the charts start moving, there is a moment that decides everything. It's quiet, it's small, and most traders miss it. They rush into the screens, they check overnight news, they scroll, click, and calculate, but they never stop to breathe. Focus isn't found in the market. It's built in silence. Right now, before the bell rings, before a single price moves, this is your time to create clarity. Close your eyes for a second. Breathe in slowly. Feel the air as it moves through you. Exhale gently and let yesterday leave with it. Whatever happened yesterday, it doesn't belong to you anymore. The losses, the missed trades, even the wins, they all live in a place called before. You're not there now. You're here. And here nothing has happened yet. No candles, no profits, no pressure, only potential. Focus begins here. Take another slow breath. With every inhale, you prepare to see clearly. With every exhale, you release the weight of expectation. Say quietly to yourself, I trade my plan, not my feelings. I don't need to win early. I just need to stay aware. This is your reset. 2 minutes of awareness before 10 hours of uncertainty. When the market opens, it will test your patience, your ego, your discipline, but it cannot touch your awareness unless you give it permission. And you won't, because you're calm, you're grounded, you're ready. The market doesn't define your day, your focus does. Trade consciously. Trade slowly. Trade like you've already won, because clarity itself is victory. This is your moment. This is your reset. This is mind over markets. Focus is not something you find. It's something you create. Most traders believe that focus appears when the chart is clear, when conditions align, when they feel confident. But that's not focus, that's comfort. Real focus begins where comfort ends. It's the moment when your mind wants to react, but you don't. It's when the market tempts you to move and you stay still. The strongest traders aren't those who move fastest. They're the ones who can wait the longest. Because every trade begins long before the click. It begins with your state, the quiet, invisible pre-market space where clarity is built or destroyed. Before the open, your brain is already alive with predictions. What if it runs? What if I miss it? That voice is your primitive mind, the part of you that wants certainty, that wants to feel safe by doing something. But awareness doesn't need certainty. It needs space. So the pre-market ritual isn't about scanning for opportunity. It's about scanning yourself. Where is your mind right now? Are you neutral? Are you tense? Are you still carrying the weight of yesterday? Because if you are, that weight will color everything you see. You'll chase entries that aren't there. You'll defend trades that should be cut. You'll turn patience into pressure. Focus begins when you release that. There's a truth few traders accept: you cannot focus when your nervous system is in survival. And yet that's where most begin their day. Heart racing, mind spinning, hands hovering above the mouse, ready to fight. What hasn't even happened yet. They think they're prepared, but what they've really done is bring yesterday's adrenaline into today's arena. That's not readiness. That's residue. And residue blurs perception. That's why the calm before the open is sacred. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Focus is not the absence of thought, it's the awareness of it. When you notice your mind drifting into hope, into fear, into what if that's not failure, that's awareness waking up. Every time you notice your distraction, you've already begun to return to clarity. That's the real training. Not controlling emotion, but seeing it clearly without obeying it. The 2 minutes before the market opens are your mirror. They show you what kind of trader you're about to be. If you start from noise, you'll chase noise. If you start from stillness, you'll see clearly. Because perception always follows preparation. The calm mind sees patterns sooner, risks, smaller decisions, cleaner. It doesn't predict, it responds. And that's all trading really is a series of responses to uncertainty. So ask yourself now, what state are you bringing into the open? If you feel rushed, slow down. If you feel restless, breathe. If you feel ready, check again, because readiness built on excitement is just anxiety wearing confidence. True readiness feels quiet. It feels still. It feels like nothing needs to happen for you to feel okay. That's when you know you're aligned. Every morning, your first trade isn't on the screen. It's internal. It's the decision to lead with awareness or follow emotion. Most traders don't lose to the market. They lose to the way they enter it. If you start from confusion, you'll trade from confusion. If you start from clarity, you'll act with precision. Focus is not a moment, it's a muscle. And every pre-market ritual is a repetition of that muscle. Here's the truth: you will never control the market, but you can control your mental entry point. You can choose to begin clean. You can choose to begin conscious. You can choose to let awareness guide you instead of emotion. That's what these 2 minutes are for, not to prepare for profit, but to prepare for presence. When you sit quietly before the open, you're telling your mind, I'm not here to win. I'm here to trade well. And ironically, that's when you win most. Every trader has a choice each morning to rush into the storm or to find stillness before it starts. Stillness doesn't mean you won't act. It means when you act, you'll do it from clarity. And that difference between reaction and response, between chaos and calm, between compulsion and consciousness is everything. That's the edge that never fades. Because awareness doesn't age, it doesn't decay, it doesn't lose to volatility. It grows stronger every time you practice it. So before you open your terminal tomorrow, remember this. Your morning breath is your first chart. Your awareness is your first indicator. Your discipline is your first position. Trade them well. Because the market doesn't decide your day, your state does. There's a point every morning when the market hasn't opened yet, but your mind already has. You can feel it. Thoughts start racing, charts, levels, news. All the possibilities begin to hum like static in your head. That hum is the first noise of the day. It's the sound of your nervous system trying to predict what it cannot control. You don't need to silence it. You just need to notice it, because the moment you notice it, you're no longer inside it. You've stepped back, and that step is awareness. Sit with that awareness for a moment. Feel the chair beneath you. Feel the breath moving through you. The screens glow around you, but you don't need to touch them yet. The world is already moving fast enough. You don't have to. Let your breath slow down. Let your shoulders drop. Let the tension fall away like dust in still air. Because calm doesn't mean empty, it means clear. And clarity is your real edge. Whatever happened yesterday, it's already finished. Whatever happens today, it hasn't begun. You are standing between them. This is the space that separates reaction from intention. Most traders skip this space. They run straight into the storm, carrying the ghosts of yesterday and the fantasies of tomorrow. But you stay here. You wait in the middle. You begin from stillness. That's where mastery lives, not in prediction, but in presence. Now take a slow breath in. Hold it for just a moment. Feel your body remembering what stillness feels like. Then exhale gently and release everything you don't need. Fear, expectation, comparison, all of it leaves with the breath. What remains is awareness. It's quiet but strong. It's not dramatic, but it's steady. This is where you want to trade from. Before every session, the market asks you a question. Can you stay aware when everything starts moving? You don't answer with words. You answer with breath. You answer with patience. You answer by waiting until you're ready, not when the bell says you are, but when your mind is clear enough to listen. Now look at the screen again, not through emotion, but through presence. The colors are the same. The candles move the same, but they don't pull you anymore. You see them, but they no longer own your attention. You've reclaimed your focus. You are not the chart. You are the observer of it. And that separation is where all discipline begins. Today, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to catch every move. You don't need to fix anything you lost. You only need to remain aware. Awareness is your foundation. And from awareness, discipline grows naturally. Because when you are aware, you don't fight yourself anymore. You just act clearly without resistance, without noise. Let's ground that awareness now. Say quietly, either aloud or in your mind, I am not my last trade. I am not my P&L. I am not my fear. I am awareness. Feel what that means. It's not a mantra. It's truth. Because when the market opens, the world will move again, tick by tick, chart by chart, but awareness doesn't move. It stays here with you, and you'll come back to it every time the noise tries to take you away. So before you take your first trade, pause one last time. Inhale deeply and remember, this moment is your anchor. This breath is your reset. This calm is your advantage. You don't need to predict the day. You just need to meet it clearly. Because the market doesn't reward who acts fastest. It rewards who sees longest. And vision comes from stillness. Every candle you see today is just data. It has no meaning until your mind gives it one. So choose carefully what meaning you give. See opportunity, not urgency. See feedback, not failure. See awareness, not attack. Because in the end, the market is not your enemy. It's your mirror. And what it reflects back is always your state of mind. Today, begin with clarity. Trade with patience. End with awareness. Because focus isn't built once it's built every morning in these quiet minutes before the world wakes up. This is your pre-market ritual. This is your space to breathe, to reset, to remember who you are before the numbers begin. You are not just a trader. You are awareness in motion. You are the space between thought and action. You are the calm before the noise. And when you trade from that place, you don't need luck. You don't need rush. You don't even need perfection. You already have what matters most: clarity. The bell will ring soon. The charts will move. The noise will rise. But inside you remain still. You know who you are. You know what matters. The market will test your patience, but it cannot take your presence. Because presence isn't a tactic. It's a choice. And you've already made it. So breathe one last time and open your eyes. You're ready. Not to predict, but to perceive. Not to fight, but to flow. You are focused. You are calm. You are aware. This is your edge. This is your advantage. This is mind over markets. The bell has rung. The world has started moving again. But you're still calm. You know that every candle, every tick, every fluctuation is just a reflection of the mind that observes it. And when your mind is still, the market becomes clear. Focus isn't something you chase. It's something you return to. Every morning, every breath, every moment you choose awareness over reaction. So when you feel the rush, when you feel the urge, come back here to this silence, to this breath, to this moment. because the market doesn't define your clarity. You do. Trade with patience. Trade with presence. Trade with mind over markets.